Youth Youth by Young, or YY by Y, is the last subunit of the 12-member South Korean girl group LOONA. The members of this unit consist of Eve, Chu, Go-won, and Haeju, formerly known as Olivia Hae. They released their title track Love Forever featuring Grimes and an EP titled Beauty and the Beat in May 2018. If you followed LOONA for a while now, it is common knowledge that the previous subunits LOONA 1/3 and Odd Eye Circle released a repackaged mini album. You'd think the final subunit would as well, but that is not the case unfortunately. Due to many speculations and limited information, their former label did not issue a repackaged album for YY by Y. It seems the girls were chosen very quickly compared to the previous members, and had limited time to train and prepare for their solos and subunit. So why was there no repackage? Was it due to money? Was time running out? Who knows the real answer? But what I do know is that these women deserve a repackage just as much as the previous subunits of LOONA. So in today's video, I will not only discuss their previous album and concept, but I will also be giving YY by Y a repackaged album, all with new concepts and music while incorporating LOONAverse lore. But a disclaimer before we begin. YY by Y represents a new DNA sequence that expresses the journey of youth. The name itself symbolizes the girls. YY represents Eve and Chu, showing that they are together. X represents Go-won and her animal, the butterfly. The final Y is Haeju, who is similar to Eve and Chu, but remains separated due to Go-won. Each girl also represents an emotion: Eve faith, Chu love, Go-won hope, and Haeju anger. The group also has representative fruits. Eve has an apple, Chu a strawberry, Go-won has a pineapple, and Haeju has a blood plum. The fruits themselves are a big part of their story and lore, as they represent the members gaining enlightenment by eating the fruit and leaving, as well as being expelled from Eden, where they originally resided. Partaking in the fruit is what the girls needed to gain self-love, the main concept of YY by Y. Their journey is about the ego of youth, being in love, hurt, and broken, but still stepping forward. The girls capture moments of youth to complete an ego, by expressing that they must fall in love with themselves first before loving others. When it comes to visuals, the setting and the architecture of Eden for their album and music video are based in Hungary, adding another fresh look to LOONA's worldview. And for fashion, LOONA's schoolgirl styling continues for YY by Y by taking a lot of inspiration from 90s school fashion and major influence from the cult classic film Clueless. Beauty and the Beat is meant to be bright while also having a dark and unsettling sound. The songs have a fun, unique, and upbeat vibe to them, but you know something is off. More specifically, the tracks Dalsenyo, Love Forever, and Frozen have very unique production choices and vocal arrangements that are beautiful and bright, but there is a feeling of uncertainty and unnerve. An example would be Dalsenyo. It starts very fun and groovy, but the track ends with glitchy and distorted audio giving hints about the lore of YY by Y. If you haven't heard the track, here's a snippet of what I'm referring to.
Do you find any difference between one half of your body as opposed to the other half?
I say this to express that one of the main themes of YY by Y is that youth is beautiful, but there will be brutality as well, and that's why the idea of self-love is important. You have to love yourself to get through not only the ups and downs of youth, but in life in general. I believe not only YY by Y's story expresses that, but in the music as well. Youth Youth by Young's main themes are falling in love with yourself before you love others, and that no matter what you go through, you continue to move forward. The first EP's title expresses that there is beauty in youth and that there are steps and beats in the journey of youth. In this repackaged album, I want this to be a prequel, before the events of Beauty and the Beat. I want this repackage to show the hard and long journey of gaining self-love while experiencing youth. So, I decided to name this album Brutal and the Beast. The idea is that the journey of youth can be brutal. You will fight one, if not many, beasts that will cause pain and sadness, but you eventually push through and conquer the beasts and will gain self-love. Since each member represents their own emotion, I want this prequel to focus on the opposite of those emotions and the insecurities that come with it. Eve's opposite emotion would be doubt. She feels as though she's not confident enough and is doubting her abilities and that she's able to leave Eden. Eve is stressed, but after the events of New and Love Forever, she eventually moves past this by gaining courage and faith in herself to leave Eden. Eve can also influence and lead the rest of the members to escape and find love in themselves. Chu's opposite emotion would be hate. She has feelings of self-loathing and negative thoughts about life and where she is going. Chu is depressed. But after the events of Heart Attack, Love Forever, and help from Eve, she learns that there is so much to love about herself and life. Go-On's opposite emotion will represent despair. Go-On is stuck in her cocoon and has not accepted the fact that she will change into a butterfly, or granted, already is a butterfly. Due to being a butterfly, she believes that the changes she may make may not bring positive change. Go-On also has thoughts that things will not get better for her. She thinks there may be no possibility of change. But after the events of One and Only and Love Forever, and the help of Eve and Chu, Go-On can bring change into the world. She stretches her wings and exits the cocoon. Her butterfly effect, in which a small change in one state can result in large differences in a later state, is now active. She is no longer in the place of darkness and has hope. For Haeju, she was not part of YY yet. Her emotion anger was not assigned because of how it may affect the current dynamics of the group. But after the ruler of Eden affected and manipulated Eve, Chu, and Go-On, the ruler added Haeju to the group as a pawn in their plan. Haeju had a bigger purpose without realizing it. So while the members were dealing with their insecurities, to keep Haeju on a short leash, the ruler of Eden introduced her to pleasures, ergo negative pleasures, by letting her partake in unhealthy behaviors. She believes everything is fine, though things truly aren't, and it is masking her emotion, anger. But after the events of Love Forever, Eve, Chu, and Go-On partake in their representative fruits, are enlightened, and leave Eden behind. This triggers Haeju, causing her to feel insecure and wonder why the girls left her behind. Due to this event, Haeju's true emotion is not masked anymore. She is angry and upset with the members. The ruler wanted this to happen, because if all of the members did not stay in Eden, they would hope that Haeju would bring destruction to them, their plans, and also Haeju herself. But eventually, she starts to work through her internal struggles after the events of Love Forever and Egoist. She realizes that the ruler of Eden used her, but creates a new purpose for herself. Haeju finds a balance with her assigned emotion anger, lets go of those negative pleasures, and learns to love herself. So on Brutal and the Beast, these representative fruits will be smashed or rotten, completely inedible. YY's fruits will represent their mental states and feelings due to their insecurities and experiences. The fruit will be unappealing because of how they see themselves. Certain events such as reaching enlightenment, leaving Eden, and loving themselves won't occur until Beauty and the Beat. This repackaged album will show the darker side of Eden. Before, the girls were fine living in Eden, but once the ruler planted these ideas of flaws and insecurities in their minds to keep them from eating the fruit and leaving Eden, it caused YY a lot of pain. It's a ploy from the ruler to keep the members from reaching enlightenment and learning self-love. Though the ruler may have tried to control them, YY was able to get through this tough journey and conquered the beast. They ate the fruit, reached enlightenment, left Eden, and learned to love themselves. I mainly want the locations and settings to be in forests, mazes, and dark cathedrals. The cathedrals play off the religious themes of the unit since they reside in Eden. The forests and mazes represent the confusing journey they are on to self-love, conveying that they are sad and lost. For this repackaged mini-album, I envisioned two concepts for YY, Blood and Ash and Fatal Love. First, let's start with Blood and Ash. This limited edition concept consists of garments and jewelry that are bloodied or burnt. The body makeup, face makeup, and nails have a bloody or smoky look. I want this concept to represent how their insecurities and flaws make them feel, showing that these things can cause a lot of stress, depression, despair, and bad habits. Their styling will represent that they are being burned by their flaws and hurt by their insecurities. And for Fatal Love, this standard concept will show how they are having trouble finding self-love. Much like 1/3's repackaged album, Love and Evil, I want YY in elegant dresses. I want a darker, creepy, and horror tone to it as well. The girls will mostly wear black, white, and red colored outfits. The hairstyling, accessories, clothing, and makeup will have elegant, couture, Victorian, gothic, and vampiric influences. Some other ideas I also incorporated are black and dark crimson roses, which represent mourning, sadness, the loss of something or someone, despair, the inability to find joy or happiness, as well as new beginnings and rebirth. Bloody hearts, representing how they feel internally. Candles showing how they are trying to find some sort of positivity and light in their darkness. Fog and mist, showing how cloudy their mindset is due to how they view themselves. And finally, the members could have mysterious figures behind them. Whether it be the ruler of Eden or an unrecognizable person, these figures will represent the beast, aka their insecurities and negative emotions they've been feeling. As stated earlier, the repackaged title is called Brutal and the Beast. But what would the album's music sound like? First, here's the album track list. As for the production and lyrical themes of the album, track 1 Grim is a classical, opera-inspired, and slightly glitchy instrumental that is sad and unsettling, expressing the dark journey the members are on. The main title cantata, inspired by 1/3 sonatine in the title, is an orchestral piano ballad about trying to find love in yourself. But the lyrics seem as though they are talking about another person, someone who is far away. The main inspirations for this title track are Björk's Stonemilker from her album Phonakira, and one of Rina Sawayama's singles, This Time Last Year. Poison, an R&B electronic track, is about a toxic relationship the girls can't get away from. But eventually, they find the courage to leave their lover and find love in themselves. The main inspirations for this track are Red Velvet's Underwater from their album Chill Kill, and Oh My Love by FK Twigs from her mixtape Capri Songs. When I rhythm be run away, I wanna make it right. You're just pushing me, pulling me, killing me, softly. The next 4 songs include all tracks from Beauty and the Beat, except for Dal Segno. The final and 8th track, Beauty for Ashes, is a rearrangement of Love Forever. Similar to I Like You More Now by Luna 1/3 and Odd Front by Odd Eye Circle in concept. The song starts out very dark and glitchy at first. Eventually, it becomes brighter, signifying YY brutal journey of youth, the insecurities, experiences, and flaws that came with it, and eventually conquering the beast. They gave away their ashes and in turn received beauty. It not only provides sonic proof that YY cannot love themselves fully, but that Beauty and the Beat is the sequel to Brutal and the Beast. Youth by Young's journey of youth is long and brutal, but the beauty they receive in the end makes it all worth it. There will be more love and confidence in themselves. They know and wholeheartedly believe that they can take on and conquer anything and everything, individually and together, not only as Youth by Young, but as they join Luna. And that was my take on this repackaged album. I hope you enjoyed this new and fresh look into this highly potential world that was never officially expanded on. I doubt we'll get a repackage for this subunit, but in orbit can hope and dream. Before I go, I also have a Pinterest board and a YouTube and Spotify playlist of this repackaged album if you want a more in-depth look. Thank you for watching this vision I've created and curated. Remember to love yourself and let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.